Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 8th. We're just going to jump right in here, Taurus, and we're going to see what is going on for you at this time. And that'll be that. A lot of star energy coming up this week. So, I would definitely say shine your inner light bright. The star kind of wants us to focus on not only healing and hope, faith, renewal, all the typical star stuff, but the star really wants us to focus on, things that we find inspirational, messages, feelings, pretty much all of it. So that's what I would focus on with the star. You have the tower, but again, it's another one of those weeks where the tower has come up for pretty much every single sign almost, with the exception of a few. So whenever I get the star or the tower multiple times like this, and I've had the star multiple times as well, to me, the tower kind of multiple times is like something maybe happening in the world, like a global tower event or something like that. You start off with the Six of Wands, so actually pretty good energy here with the Six of Wands. I feel like you could be receiving a lot of support as well. He's on a horse, and horses in the tarot kind of represent support. This could be coming in from, friends, family members, people who just have supported you in the past as well. For some reason, that's popping up as extremely important in my head. Again, if you have someone who's already helped you once, I feel like there are people who really want to help you again. I also would be very, it's so weird to me that this comes up. This is not how I thought this week was going to go, just so you know, here, Taurus. But what I would say is it's weird to me that multiple people have had messages of kind of like how you present yourself or how you present things in general. And I don't mean by looks, the way something looks is what I think is going to be important here, including yourself. That doesn't mean you have to change the way you look. It just means, there's something about presentation that keeps popping up in my head as being important. If you're giving a presentation, if you sell a product, if you have a YouTube channel, a business, there's something here about presentation, like how you present yourself, that could be very important. We're going to clarify and we're going to see. You have the Two of Swords. Again, Two of Swords is kind of like she's sitting where she has always been. She's sitting on this bench. I always say her ass hurts. She's been sitting on that bench for a long time, and she needs to realize there's this new island over here. So it is a card of compromise, and everything all the other readers say about the Two of Swords, definitely true. But really, it's a card of like needing to see that there's other ways of doing things. There's a kind of like a third place, I like to call it, and I think that we're all discovering maybe the third place, or I think many people are being led to the third place, right? Whatever that means. And really, the third place is about 900,000 places, really, because it's not just it's not just like one other thing, right? Like, the third place is about realizing that there are a billion ways to do pretty much anything that you want to do. We just haven't discovered it yet, right? And, that's kind of like where I feel like we're being led to, just in general. So, and that, I know that's a very general statement, but that goes for everything, new inventions, new ideas in the world, but also on a personal level, the way we do relationships, the way we run our businesses, the way we have families, all that stuff is going to be changing, probably for the better. And we're probably going to see like many, many, many ways of doing these things, and they're all probably right for the person who's doing them, right? So I feel like we need to realize that. And, again, like I said, I don't think anybody needs to do anything, because I think everybody's waking up to this. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Star card. Again, the star energy has been kind of like a collective energy this week. Very important. You can see that she's pouring water onto land here, and the water is going out into the world. It kind of represents what's possible for one person is possible for you. So if you feel like you see something as possible, then you probably will accomplish it with a star. The star also has something to do with focus, and again, I know you're probably all sick of hearing me say it, but like one of the most important things we can have right now is focus. Like, I feel if we have a big idea, we need to use that as our focus, and then I think how we get to that big idea shouldn't matter so much. Like, I think we need to be spontaneous. I think it's a great time to have a plan, but it should be like a flexible plan, as I've said before. But I kind of feel like you're being guided by yourself and the things that are inspiring you at this time, which is great. Next in your foundation, you have the King of Cups. You also end with the Queen of Cups, so if you're looking for love, definitely could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. As I've said to pretty much everyone, I would also listen to your, kind of how you feel about things. I do believe we are being led by our emotions at this time. So, but, this could be positive and negative. It's like if you are focusing on the good emotions, things are going to go well for you, obviously, and if you're focusing on the challenging things, things could be a little bit rocky, so I'd be careful of that. But you can see, for the most part, he's sitting in choppy waters, the King of Cups. Cups, and he is perfectly fine. He doesn't really seem stressed out or worried or concerned about what's going on around him. Because he's not. Because he knows he's perfectly fine. He knows he's like perfectly safe and all this other stuff. So, in a lot of ways, I feel like you are perfectly safe with this energy and perfectly protected. And whenever I worry about things, I always remind myself, there's a quote from the Buddha: if you only knew how perfect your life was, you'd throw your head up at the sky and laugh. So, I always remind myself of that whenever I worry about anything, basically. In the past, you have the Lovers. It's kind of weird because, there's been a lot of this breakup stuff coming up in readings as well. So some of you could have gone through a breakup. If you haven't gone through a breakup, the Lovers is just a crossroads and a change in your values. Again, the Lovers is kind of a card of your values and the things that you value outside of being a love card. So, yes, of course it means love, but, outside of that, bigger picture, I prefer to do big picture readings anyway, not love readings. Because again, when we get the big picture right in our life, love just comes into our life, right? And probably the best we've ever had. So, that's why I think big picture is more important than, silly little love readings, right? But what I would say here is that, I feel that this is talking about your values and maybe a change in your values. The thing is, when we change the things that we value, and, it can kind of feel weird. It reminds me of, during those August bonus readings I did, the Five of Cups kept coming up. It's like crying over spilt wine. And I'm getting that energy here. This is why I'm saying it. Where it's like, the Five of Cups, he's lost his taste for something, so he no longer enjoys something he once enjoyed. It reminds me of a story, my mom, when we were younger, she wouldn't, let us eat junk food, right? And so I asked for Pringles, because I love Pringles for Christmas, and, I ate all the Pringles, all at once, and I got sick, and now just saying the word Pringles makes me feel sick, right? So it's like, I lost my taste for something that was, literally my favorite junk food at the time. So, that's the Five of Cups energy, right? It's eating too many Pringles on Christmas. It's, overdoing it, overdoing something. And I just feel this is like a longer term thing where maybe something has been overdone. You've done something for too long. Maybe, it could be anything. Maybe you've been banging your head against the wall trying to figure out how to make your business work or how to work in career or whatever. So something has been the same for too long. And I feel like you're looking for solutions. In the near future, you have the Four Cups, obviously looking for solutions. I feel like maybe the solutions haven't been that great. Again, Four Cups is my card of, kind of apathy. It's a card of contemplation and apathy. He's sitting under the tree and he's looking at these Four Cups and he's wondering, when am I going to get the thing that I actually want? He's manifesting those cups in front of him. So he is manifesting kind of options, but he doesn't really want these options. And I kind of feel that for you here, Taurus. Did I say Virgo? I feel like I said Virgo a minute ago. Sorry if I called you Virgo, but Taurus. I feel like the options just aren't as good as you want them to be. And then the next few months, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So I like this. This to me says that you're focused on the right things at the very least. You can see she's focused on the pentacle. She's not focused on the rabbit. Rabbits in the tarot can represent, fertility, abundance, all that other stuff. But on the Queen of Pentacles, it can represent fear and anxiety. And she's not focusing on that. She's not focusing, again, on the things that are worrying her. King of Cups, same thing. She's focused on what she does have, that pentacle right there. So for a lot of you, the Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness and being resourceful, looking at the resources you have. And again, I do feel more and more people are waking up to the idea of becoming resourceful. Maybe you don't have the money to do something, but it's I think people are going to start thinking again, how can I trade to something I have for something else? How can I, how can I do work for a person? Maybe they'll offer me some services or, whatever the case may be. There are a lot of options, a lot of things. I also feel like there are things that you could be doing that could make you where you could have a YouTube channel or do something else, right? I encourage everybody to do that because that's what I do, but it's just a great opportunity. There's never been, the time to start is now. So, I think there's a lot of things that you could do that would be very good for you with this Queen of Pentacles. And, I would just look into that. It could be monetizing a talent, gift, skill, or ability with the Queen of Pentacles. Could be anything. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Three of Wands. This is all relationships, not just love. But I do feel like, again, if you're looking for love, really good reading. King and Queen of Cups. Three of Wands would kind of say that you're getting out there or you need to get out there to meet a person. Could also represent kind of meeting a person through a change, like moving, traveling, something like that. In general, I feel like your closest relationships are expanding. So there's some sort of expansion here. I kind of see these Three Wands as pillars, I feel like there needs to be a fourth one there. I definitely feel like there need to be four pillars to form the Four Wands, of course. And you have that tower, which is something fell apart here. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And again, don't worry about it. We're going to clarify. And all that other stuff. But, I feel like there's a fourth pillar that's like waiting to fall into place. It's almost like you could be working with family more in the future. You could be moving with family. You could be doing any of those things, or even like a friend or something like that. I also feel like this could be the form of support. Like there could be a person who could come in and support you, like I said with that Six of Wands, but they're kind of, it's kind of like falling into place, and maybe that's why you feel a little bit off balance. You have the Tower in the area of your future feelings. Again, Tower isn't really that bad of a card. Tower happens for a reason. Tower brings us back down to reality. It can say that we've been ignoring reality for too long, and like I said, this is like a collective energy because pretty much every single sign has been getting the Tower like crazy this week, and this happened a few months ago as well. And what I would say is that there could just be some changes that are happening in the world in general. Obviously, we're in a time of great change, and this could just be you experiencing the changes. Again, the whole story with the Tower is that it always gets built back stronger. I always like to remind people as well, the major arcana, sorry, I have something in my eye, of course. The major arcana doesn't stop at the Tower. It continues after that. It goes to the Star, right? After the Tower. So it's like we always build back stronger after the Tower, no matter what happens. So I wouldn't worry about anything happening. For you, I do feel that this could be moving related as well. And so that's definitely popping into my head, but I need more details, so we're going to clarify. At the end, you have the Queen of Cups. Again, Queen of Cups is about valuing your emotions. She has this cup in front of her, and the cup, you can see, looks like a trophy. She really values how she feels about pretty much everything, anything in her life. So I feel like the more you can value the things in your life that matter to you, the better with this Queen of Cups energy. And that's what I'd be doing there. Pretty straightforward reading, but I definitely want to clarify it. And I want to pull this card right here. It says Cardinal Moon, be bold and make the first move. So love it. Definitely kind of the energy. How many times have you heard me say be bold, be assertive, right? Do all those things. Definitely fortune favors the bold right now for sure. With the Six of Wands and the Two of Swords, you have the Moon card. Definitely some fears. I think the fears are just like not knowing, more or less. I pretty much feel everybody feels this. The Moon, again, does not say stop. There's a straight path down the middle of the moon, and it ends at some mountains. The mountains represent achievements in the tarot, so, I feel that there are plenty of things for you to achieve at this time, but it's like maybe a little bit unclear on how you're going to achieve the things you want to achieve. Not really any good answer with the moon, because the moon, well, it represents two things, kind of like the need for innovation. Uranus and Taurus, literally Uranus in your sign, all about innovation and coming up with third place ideas. I would say that's what I think the best thing to do is. I've been talking about it for since 2017, somewhere around there. I would also say that this right here, this lobster, you have the King and Queen of Cups. The lobster represents wearing emotional armor. And it's like lobsters aren't meant to be on the land. Have you ever seen a lobster on the land? Well, I'm sure you have, but I'm talking about like in nature. No, lobsters do not come out onto land. So, it kind of represents needing to release some emotional armor so that you can walk on the land, right? And it doesn't mean you're like letting your guard down completely or, being completely vulnerable, but it does represent kind of like the need to open up a little bit. With the Star card here, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know, I like this. Definitely a very kind of, I would say this is like a very dramatic energy in this reading, right? Star, Wheel of Fortune, Tower, very kind of much more explosive type of change maybe happening in your life, something more radical, something like that. And again, I am getting these big words. I don't want to make it sound too clickbaity here, Taurus, but I am getting those big words. So you could be undergoing some pretty radical changes, doing some things maybe that you never thought you would do, but I would say it's probably more exciting than anything. And, that Tower could be you kind of like surprising other people in your life as well. It's like if you're making some changes, because the Wheel of Fortune is really, I love when it comes up. Let me just back up a little bit and say I love when it comes up in the area of your thoughts because, really the Wheel of Fortune is your personal vision for your life. Some people say it's your destiny, which it is. And the Star, same thing, basically. It is like your North Star, your guiding light, the thing that guides you. So I feel like your mind is in the right place, right? You're going in the right direction. And yeah, I really like this. With the King of Cups, you have the Hangman. I don't know why I was struggling there. But the Hangman is about making a sacrifice, kind of being stuck in Hangman mode. You can see his head is glowing, but he's gaining enlightenment. So I feel like you have maybe gained some inner answers. I do also feel that some of you could have a water sign or a Pisces. You have the Moon and the Hangman. I feel like you've had a Pisces all up in your business for like weeks now, if I'm not mistaken. So could be a Pisces. I'm also getting Scorpio here as well. So, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, Pisces Aquarius, and you have Pisces Aquarius here. So some of you could have like a a Pisces Aquarius person or a Scorpio Aquarius type of person in your life here. And I don't know, they could be coming in either in love for some of you or help. They could be a person who is helping you in some way. With the Four of Cups, you have the Queen of Swords. I kind of like this because this to me says that you are at least open to receiving things. This is exactly what I was talking about with emotional armor. You can see that she has her hand out, so it's like she's ready to receive something, but she has her sword up, you know? So it's like she hasn't completely let her guard down, but she's at least willing to kind of receive something. So again, this is actually a pleasant change, I would say, as far as maybe your receiving energy is concerned. And you could be opening up to receive anything: advice, love, news, information, money, whatever. I feel like you're just opening up to receive something here. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Devil, 2 Capricorn cards as well. This is coming up in the area of the next few months. So it could also be a Capricorn that's coming in for you because you have 2 Capricorn cards here. I'm also kind of getting the Capricorn energy in general. Again, in 2017, I feel like I'm being drawn to 2017 in your reading here for some reason as well, Taurus. So, you know, again, in 2017, Saturn went to Capricorn. To me, Saturn and Capricorn is number 1, profitable education. This is Chris's crappy astrology, not accurate astrology, by the way, but profitable education. Anything we learn under Saturn and Capricorn could be profitable, meaning if we learn things, we're going to get energy back from it. Might not be money, but it could be energy or whatever you're learning about. So if you want to be successful, learn about something. Number 2 is 80-20 rule. It's like 80% of the time we should be doing what works, 20% of the time we should be experimenting. That's a little different than the 80-20 rule, but I would also, on top of that, follow the 80-20 rule. I would be doing the 20% that gets you the 80% of your results in your life. So if you follow those 2 rules over the next few months, I feel like good things will be happening for you. I would be careful. Again, weird that in these readings, the devil has come up multiple times. Some people don't like when I talk about other signs, but number 1, get over it. Number 2, if you don't like it, right? Number 2, it's helpful because when I notice these patterns, because obviously it's energy that we're dealing with. And what I would say here is I would be careful of anything that seems to be toxic, just in general, right? And I would be watching your health as well. Again, I'm not a doctor, but again, multiple signs have had this. With the 3 of Wands, you have the 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. All earth signs, again, you're going to be benefiting from working together with other people, plain and simple. So I do feel that for a lot of you, you could be getting a lot of benefits from teamwork. I would also say that I would be looking for like the cherry on top. You know, the 3 of Pentacles is my cherry on top card. You can see this fire triangle up here. There's also a water triangle right here below the fire triangle on the 3 of Pentacles. And that water triangle kind of represents the person here who's done the work, this guy on the bench. It represents his imagination, something, you know, maybe he imagined something slightly different. Maybe he imagined doing a little bit of extra work, kind of like making these 3 pentacles look a little bit different, which he did. He kind of put a flower there or some, you know, it's like some sort of design right there in the middle, but it's like kind of like the cherry on top. And you know, without knowing your exact situation, it's kind of hard to say what the cherry on top could be, but it's like if you're working on a project, it's like, is there something you can do that's just like a little bit of a reach? And again, with this Capricorn energy, same thing. You know, it's like, is there something that you could do just to make sure you're staying relevant, right? Is there something that you could do just like a little bit extra, a little bit of, you know, spice that you could add to the work that you're doing? And, you know, again, without knowing exactly what you do, I have no clue what you could do, but I'd be looking for it. I'd be looking for something extra. You know, it reminds me of YouTube. On YouTube, it's like over the years, I've seen many people become irrelevant because they don't change. They don't do new things on their channel, right? And things like that. I feel that way about tarot right now. It's like I've been racking my brain trying to come up with new ideas because, you know, it's like I feel like tarot is, you know, on YouTube is becoming a little bit, you know, stale. I'm not criticizing anyone who does tarot, by the way. I'm just saying, like, I feel as a whole, right? It gets presented the same way. It's like, how can we make it spicier? How can we make it, better in some way? And I always think about that. And so again, you know, that's what I'd be looking at here with the 3 of Pentacles. With the Tower, you have the 9 of Pentacles. Like I said, I really don't feel like this Tower is a big deal. Nine of Pentacles is about your environment. I've been talking about environment for a long time as well. I do feel that energetically, one of the major energies that we are dealing with is like making sure that our environment is on point, making sure that the things around us kind of feed us energy or make us feel better. It's like, I feel so much better now that I have my setup back and I have this new setup, right? I feel so much better. It's like my environment, I can literally feel it, that I feel better when I have my environment on point. And so, I don't know. I think there's something to it. I think that it could help us be more successful. Again, I'm a big fan of doing anything that kind of takes pressure off your mind. It's like if your environment isn't right, there's a lot of pressure on your mind. It's funny, I was saying to my brother, this is one of the first moves where we actually, we've moved, I don't know, 4 times in the past 4 years or something like that. Every year we've moved. And this is like the first move where we've actually unpacked everything, basically. There are basically no boxes left that have stuff inside of them. And it just feels different, it feels so much better in some way. And so the Nine of Pentacles is like that. It's like saying, do you have stuff with boxes with stuff in them? Do you need to clean your room? Do you need to change something in your environment? I would look into that. The snail here, it wears its home on its back. And so the snail is what represents your environment. And, I would be looking into that. Definitely what's standing out to me here on the Nine of Pentacles. The other thing that's standing out to me is the grapes. Grapes represent something like a skill. Grapes in the tarot grapes are difficult to grow. They require very specific kind of growing conditions. They have to be grown well. So the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, like what can you do well, or what are you doing well? Do you have a skill that you could, dive deeper into and learn the ins and outs of? Again, not to toot my own horn again, but it's like even me, it's like over the past few days, I've like kind of made the decision that I'm like, I do YouTube. And it's like I pretty much work on it all day long, ridiculous amounts of time, right? But it's like I could probably do a better job learning more about it, learning the ins and outs about it. And, I've kind of made the decision that I really, really want to dedicate my time to making content, right? But good content, good, entertaining, educational, whatever, right? And so that's like kind of going to be my focus. And it's like, what can you focus on? That's what I feel like the Nine of Pentacles, and can you train your focus, right? With the Queen of Cups, you have the Six of Pentacles. Again, planting seeds. I mean, I literally said this a lot. It is a time of planting seeds. I would be planting seeds in kind of in any area of your life. Any ideas you have, I would just be trying everything. And whatever grows, nurture it. Make it grow more. Put a little fertilizer on it, right? And I feel like it'll grow like crazy. So that's what I'd be doing with the Six of Pentacles. But I actually like this reading. I feel like there are good things coming in for you in general. The Tower could also be, again, you could just be feeling a breakup if you went through one with the lovers in the past. I'm really not worried about the Tower in general. I think it's a collective energy in general, like I said. So big whoop, right? But thank you for being here, Taurus. This is an awesome reading. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.